Greetings and welcome to the Astronomy Picture of the Day podcast. Today's picture for December 28th of 2024 is titled A December Winter Night. So what do we see here? Well, here we see an image of the sky taken recently, and in fact on the solstice earlier this month. Now in it we see some number of the items in the winter sky, and that is one of the primary ones is the constellation of Orion. Now Orion's kind of hidden here, and that's because the image that has been taken has been used a camera that has been adapted to look at the emission of hydrogen gas. Now that's the red glow that we see around there just to the left of center. And all of that hydrogen is associated with the Orion molecular cloud. So the constellation of Orion is the set of bright stars that we see, but all of this is also located within that same part of the sky and is part of the same star forming region that includes many of the stars in Orion. Now we can see the large loop there, kind of a C-shaped loop pointing up from lower left to upper right, known as Barnard's Loop. And that is a region of hydrogen emission where the hydrogen gas has been excited by many of the hot stars in the Orion region. Centered on that is the Orion Nebula, which kind of glows there. Now normally you don't see the Orion Nebula if you're just looking at Orion. It's actually the middle star in the sword of Orion, so it is visible, but you don't get to see all the detail when you look at it with your eye. When you take a much longer exposure like this, and you're better able to see more detail. So the longer you make the exposure, the more faint detail is picked up. So much more than our eyes can possibly be able to see. So Orion Nebula is to the center there, and then above and to the left of the loop is the bright red star Betelgeuse, and at the very lower right of the loop would be the bright star Rigel. Those are the two bright stars in the constellation of Orion that outline the body of the hunter. Now there are some other things visible here. As we look up toward the top of the image, we can see the brightest object there is actually not a star, but is the planet Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system. And just to the right of that, you do see a star there. That is the bright star Aldebaran, and one of the bright stars in the constellation of Taurus, the bull, and it's part of the V-shaped cluster of the Hyades that is visible there. And then at the very top of the image, we can also see another star cluster, that is the Pleiades star cluster. Again, also visible to the eye, although in not near as much detail as you can see with a much longer exposure such as this one. So here we get to see the winter night sky as seen over Poland about a week ago. And with a longer exposure, we can see far more detail in the sky than our eyes would ever be able to see. So that was our picture of the day for December 28th of 2024. It was titled A December Winter Night. We'll be back again tomorrow for the next picture, previewed to be frozen. So we'll see what that is about tomorrow. And until then, have a great day everyone, and I will see you in class.